Hello world. Okay, back with you. And now that I've been made to look like a simpleton, saying thanks to both of my sons deciding that they were going to cook dinner, and Luke is all professional looking, and Levi is just way cooler than I am. So, thanks a lot, children. Okay, tonight. Tell what?
Oh, look, I cooked it.
Oh, hey, by the way, for those of you who watch, and Luke, Kennedy this morning made the quinoa steel cut oatmeal. And she didn't use quite the same ingredients as you did, because we didn't have the same ingredients. But I can tell you, people, you need to make that dish for breakfast because it was bomb diddly-ishous delicious, okay? So tonight, I keep getting criticized. This is the recipe that we are making tonight. With the directions on here, it's written down. This was something that years ago, I was trying to figure out, when you buy a whole bunch of carrots, can you do anything with the greens? Or should you just cut them off and throw them away? Lo and behold, there's a carrot museum in England. Go figure. So there's a couple of things that I can tell you from this carrot museum that I learned. One, in the normal world, this is what carrots looked like. There are multiple colors, but there was this country run by the Dutch that perfected this carrot, and that's what we all think a carrot looks like. Don't forget the other carrots, people. They're tasty. They're delicious morsels. So we can thank the Dutch for all of the orange carrots that are running around aimlessly in the universe. Okay, back to what can you do with carrot greens? Because I was really trying to figure out, like, there's a lot of things that you're cutting off here. And I found this old recipe from the Carrot Museum. And at this point, I don't remember if it was a World War I or a World War II recipe. I literally, at this point, don't really know. Yes. So the British military, what we are making tonight was a British military field recipe for soldiers that were out on the front lines. What we're going to find tonight, it has some rice in it, it has carrots in it. We're also going to utilize the carrot tops, which since then I've done a little bit of research. Hey people, these little green things have 6 times the vitamin C that the bottom parts have. And it has potassium. And it has phytonutrients, something, I don't know. There's all sorts of goodness in these greens, so we're going to incorporate that in here. It also calls for some leeks, a little bit of rice, a little bit of butter, some parsley, which would be cut up parsley, but I don't have any fresh parsley, so we're going to use parsley flakes tonight. Calls for some thyme, or sprigs of thyme, if you are so fancy and you have sprigs of thyme. Some vegetable broth, and that is literally it. This recipe has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you want to include butter, 7 items in it. It's a super easy dish to make. It is super delicious. Normally this is a dish that I would make around Christmas time. And I kind of figure since on the weekends, which tomorrow comes Saturday, we're going to have Christmas music blaring in our house. So yay Christmas music. So I thought I'd make a nice heartwarming soup tonight. So we're going to, first thing, do what? Wash our hands. I'm so sick of singing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Okay. So what we're going to do first, we're just going to go ahead and cut off our tops of our carrots. So we're going to use, for this evening, we are going to use 6 carrots. It's kind of nice because a lot of grocery stores now are starting to carry carrots that still have the greens on them. And my guess is that most of you cut them off and you take this and then you stuff it into your trash can. So what we're going to do tonight, which is kind of fun, is we're going to take these and we're just going to rip off and get about a cup and a half of the greens. So you're just going to kind of run your fingers along, pull those off. We are, of course, going to wash them because they've just been hanging out in the grocery store doing their thing. But we're just going to peel the greens right up, peel these leaves. Look for the good ones. Look for the nice green ones. Like, I don't know if I want to use that one because it's a little gross looking. You could, and it would still be edible. But since at this point I kind of have an option to, you know, we're not to the point that we're eating people on the streets yet, okay? So, and if that happens, watch out because I'll be done being a vegetarian.
Hey!
Hey! It'll be like the movie of the Argentinian soccer team that crashed wherever they crashed. And I remember when I watched the movie, and outside of the basic thing is that they had to convert to cannibalism to actually survive. The one thing that I remember from the movie was one of the guys going, well, I want to eat the buttocks because it's the most meat. Kind of gross, I know, whatever. Sorry, shared too much. Okay, so we're going to use about this much. This to me looks like it's going to be about a cup or so. So we're going to pull these off. Just kind of run your fingers down. You can get some of the stems. It will work easier if you go the opposite direction as opposed to the direction that I was pulling them off. So we're just going to get the greens. So we're going to go for about a handful, okay? We're going to wash those off. We're going to get them cut up nicely. So contrary to popular opinion, carrot tops are not dangerous. They're not they're not poisonous unless you eat like literally like a ton of them. Okay, we're using a cup. I do believe that, dubiously do believe. Okay, carrots. We've got our carrots. Again, we're just going to cut these right here. We're going to peel them right here, but we're not going to necessarily peel them. We're just going to get the skins off of them because that's all we need to get off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Luke and Levi's cooking. That was kind of cool. Luke called and said, hey Dad, you're cooking a lot of dinner recipes. What about breakfast? Totally cool. So what I'm anticipating is that you guys will probably see some more. They're gonna go from being guest appearances, I think, to being regular appearances because for those of you who know Levi, after he and I were out working and building something yesterday, he came upstairs and he said, hey Dad, I want to cook dinner tonight. At which point I kind of had a heart attack and I said, okay, that's cool. You can make dinner tonight. So Levi made dinner last night, so that's why we didn't post anything last night. What did we have last night?
Cut up pasta.
Oh, pasta.
And
Pasta with a mushroom Alfredo sauce. Yes. So that's what we had last night.
Pasta was like cut up somehow.
I don't know how it was cut up, but yeah. So we were totally excited about that. So anyway, just shave your carrots off. Hopefully all of you out there are doing well, being safe. I'm amazed at how many people are still out doing things. It just is mind-boggling me to hear the things that people are doing and not taking what we're going through seriously. I just don't understand it. And sadly, when people start taking it seriously is when they are affected by it. And at that point, it's probably too late, okay? It's not too late now, but please take it seriously. If for no other reason than for your family, your children, your significant others, your grandchildren, whoever it might be. Because there's a lot that we don't know about this, all things considered. Okay, so like I said, we've got 6 carrots. Woo! I don't know if this dulls the blade, but man, I'll have to check with my brother. Ooh. Once we get all the details worked out, I can tell you that we've got a dinner coming for you guys that is actually going to be pretty cool. Not telling you what it is, but I can tell you that Kennedy came up with it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to get these all cut up here. So let's just cut the carrots in half and then quarter them. And then we're just going to cut these up. Because what's going to happen is we're going to toss everything in here together. And what the heck is up with that freaking knife that my son was using? I want one of those things. That was like make me feel like a samurai warrior or something. Holy crap. That was like I was expecting him to bring out a cow and just start cutting it up. That was insane.
I want one of those knives.
I know, me too. So anyway, that was the coolest knife ever. So if you want to share, Luke, the next time whenever you do another little video of you cooking, please share with us what that knife was, because I can tell you that I'm probably not alone in the wow, that's a knife. So, we get all of our stuff cut up here. The other beautiful thing about this recipe is that it is really quick. Like, it doesn't, outside of the prep time and cutting stuff up, the cooking time, it's really once you're cooking, it's about 18 minutes. It doesn't take very long at all. This is a pretty quick recipe. Again, when you think about the history of where it came from, a battlefront recipe, really? Those military cooks didn't have the luxury of having hours and hours and hours to be. There's a mosquito flying around here. Little extra protein. Seriously, get away. Those military chefs, they didn't have the luxury of spending hours in the kitchen. And my guess is, being on the front lines, they also didn't have the luxury of having a lot of items to use. So, different sort of confrontation, but that's where, theoretically, if people are following the general guidelines that the medical field is telling us to do, people, right now is not the time to be jumping out and running around and going to the local nursery and hanging out and doing all sorts of stuff. Right now is the time that you are just spending time at home, all right? That's what we should be doing. You're going out if it's essential. I need to buy food. That's essential. Going to the local landscaping company to buy flowers because you have extra time on your hands to be planting flowers? Yeah, no, not that. That's ridiculous, okay? That means you really are not taking this seriously and you're not paying attention. Okay, No judgment, just saying. And this is coming from multiple people across the United States who are trying to protect themselves. What's up with you people who are still out there walking around, doing whatever you're doing? Even at the grocery store, there's literally little checks on the floor to show you how far you need to be away from me. So, I know she won't watch it, but the lady today at Aldi's, when I had to go to the grocery store because we were out of some basic necessities like milk, eggs, bread, because my kids won't stop eating. Really? You need to be like literally 1 foot from me? I don't care if you're like not concerned about it. I don't care if your kid that you have with you is not concerned about it. Neither one of you appear to be concerned. How about if you have a little humanity and actually be concerned for other people? Because that's what this is calling for right now. It's calling for us to think beyond ourselves. There's a much bigger picture here, and it's not just you. Okay, we got all this cut up, so now we are going to, we got our carrots cut up, we got our butter, we got our carrot, oh, leeks, forgot. So we're gonna use 2 leeks tonight. I'm gonna pick these 2 because they look nice. Make sure you wash leeks off because they like grow in muddy, gross stuff, so there's a lot of stuff that gets in here. So make sure you wash them off really well. I'm gonna wash them off right now. Leeks? They are kind of weird looking. If you did it this way, and you put 2 little eyeballs on it, you're like, hey, how you doing? Looks like Beaker from,
Is that from tamales or something?
it looks like, no, you can't use those for tamales.
Too small?
I just thought of that, yeah, they're too small. It looks kind of like Beaker from Sesame Street, or the Muppets. Maybe that's what some of you think I look like. I'm the Swedish chef. Okay, I don't know what to do with this part right here, so if you guys know what to do with the big chunk of leek, that is going to get set to the side. We're just using, which I'm going to use these again. I always cut them in half and then I wash them again because they tend to have more goop inside of them.
Are those the leaves? The leek?
Yeah. So. Yes. For those of you who can hear the music background, we've got Ziggy Marley playing tonight. The good Ziggy Meister. Okay, so I cut these in half and then I rewash them just to get any of the extra, like if you look behind this leaf right here, see that? So I always cut them in half and then I wash them again just to get out any additional dirt. Because there's nothing worse than eating a meal and getting a big chunk of dirt in your mouth. I mean,